Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network.
You're watching Go Island here on Shaw TV Channel 4, and today we're learning about managing pain.
Coming up today on Go, checking out a raw food lifestyle, Nanaimo's early settlers, and working with chocolate. That and more in the next 30 minutes.
We're in the fluoroscopy room here at the pain program at NRGH. It's one of the largest apparatus that assists people in managing their pain. We'll find a little bit more about that and the clinic a little later here on Go, but first we're going to throw things over to Kelly Robinson, who's going to teach us about raw food. You're watching Go Island here on Shaw TV Channel 4, and today we are at the Nanaimo Regional General Hospital, second floor pain program, and we are with Dr. Alan Berkman, head of the department. What is your official role here?
I'm director of the VHA pain program at the Nanaimo site.
So pain is a very interesting topic because there's acute pain, chronic pain, pain with a capital P in a lot of the documentation. Why is it so important to address chronic pain?
Chronic pain is quite debilitating. It can affect patients for the rest of their life. Generally, we determine chronic pain as pain that is maintained beyond the expected duration of pain. So acute pain, like a fracture, you expect it to heal after a certain time, and the patient should get better, back to their normal functioning. Chronic pain persists beyond that period, and patients are left with persistent debilitating pain that affects their life. The biggest issue with chronic pain is that it does have a huge impact on their life, not only the patient's life, but their life of the people around them. It can affect their self-worth. It can also affect their ability to work, and they can be a loss to the economy. So it has a huge impact, and it costs billions and billions of dollars annually, impacting on the economy of the country.
So some people who may not understand the seriousness of chronic pain would tend to think that, oh, you would just medicate yourself and you'd be fine, but it's not that. And what you guys do here is more interdisciplinary, is that correct?
Correct. So medication, in most cases, I think a lot of the family practitioners will start medication in chronic pain patients and modify the medications as needed. And often what happens is that patients get referred to us if they're not responding to the medication or the trials of various other interventions that has been proposed by the family practitioner. That may include physiotherapy, occupational therapy, and other modalities. What we try and do over here is we often deal with the more complex patients that have gone through the gamut of those alternatives and haven't reached a stage where they are successfully managed. And so they get referred to us for a combination of therapy, which may include occupational therapy, physiotherapy, some psychological therapy, as well as interventional therapy. We have at least 3 to 4 physicians that work here and do interventional management, which includes various nerve blocks and other interventions as needed to try and control the pain, to enable the patients to get more physically able and functional.
Let's talk about your involvement more specifically when you're working with patients. And we do have a patient that we will be talking with later. To you, why is it so important to kind of have these different avenues, these different interdisciplinaries to help people manage their pain?
Well, I always use the term as if I had a silver bullet, if I had a single thing that worked for one patient, I would say, let's do that, because that'd be great. But if we found that over years that is not an option really. So we need to have a more widespread approach, and that requires a number of people being involved in that process, including the various specialties, subspecialties that I mentioned. And because we don't have a single answer, we use all those modalities to try and get a patient to a better functional level.
Awesome. Tons more to talk on this topic, but we actually have to take a quick break. We'll be back.
Still to come today on Go, passengers from the Princess Royal. And does Melanie have what it takes to be a chocolatier? That and more still to come today on Go.
Did you know that Nanaimo Hospice has over 250 volunteers? Over 100 of them work at our thrift stores to help support our programs. The other 150 work directly in our community with with people who are dying, people who are grieving, and people who are caregiving. Over the years that hospice has been in existence, 32 years, we have trained over 1,000 volunteers. We have supported over 32,000 individuals. And our work in the community is something that we feel really builds strong and healthy communities.
And did you know I have a mild phobia of being in the hospital? Yep, but you know what? Just for you guys today, I'm going to take one for the team and face my fear. We're at the second floor unit at NRGH, the pain program. We're going to find a little bit more about the difference between acute and chronic pain, but first we're going to hand things over to Rhiannon LaPlante, who's going to tell us about a group of people that came to Nanaimo over 159 years ago. You're watching Go Island here on Shaw TV Channel 4, and we are talking about pain today. Here with me is Sue, and what do you do, Sue, here at the pain program at NRGH?
Okay, well, I'm an occupational therapist, and I'm one of many on the rehab team. We have physio, we have social work, we have dietitian, we have psychology and pharmacy, primarily is the rehab team. And our job is to, when they come into the clinic, our patients or clients, we first do education, because acute and chronic pain are very, very different. Mm-hmm. If you treat chronic pain acutely, like acute pain, you'll get further and further. So we want to change the idea about what's happening in the nervous system and then give different tools to do that. So we all do that. We have a role in that. And then we also go into self-management stuff. There's lots of different things you want to do. Relaxation, movement, even laughter, thought stopping, lots of different avenues to go. So we have help along the way with that.
Why is it so important not just to treat pain just by medication? So we were talking a little bit earlier about, you're talking about education, exercise, just different ways of managing pain. Why is it so important to do that?
Well, your nervous system actually changes when you get into chronic pain. It physically changes, and it changes how it works. So we need to really change what we're doing. The medication alone will help. That's a big piece, either medication or interventions. Mm-hmm. But that will help wind down the pain a little bit. You want to then do the things that will change the nervous system back. And unfortunately, only people with chronic pain can do that. Analogy I use is that if anyone wants to lose my 20 pounds for me, that'd be fantastic, but they can't. They can help me with diet, they can help me with suggestions for movement, but it's up to me to actually do the work. It's the same kind of thing with chronic pain.
Excellent.
But they need the tools.
Well, I was just going to say, you need the tools in order to make things better, to feel better. So I guess another question would be the importance of people. We're going to meet Alan a little bit later, but working with patients who have been experiencing pain for a long time. So helping them break those habits, getting them back onto the right track.
That's a huge task, and everyone that comes to us is so different. They have different stories. Their pain may be in the exact same location, but incredibly different. So we need to look at a lot of different things: anxiety, depression. We need to look at whether they're socializing. We need to look at whether they can work. If they are working, how to keep them there. If they're not, how to get them back, or how to just really be a contributing factor again to society. So it's just so many different things that we need to look at. A lot of our stuff is done in groups because we just have so many people that come to our clinic. Probably 30 a week new patients will come to our clinic every single week. So a lot of it's done in group, a lot of it's relying on the person to do a lot of work on themselves, with us here to help and give guidance to that path.
I mean, there's so much information. I wish we could pack more of it in, but we actually have to take a quick break. We'll be right back after this. You're watching Go Island here on Shaw TV Channel 4, and we're at the pain program at NRGH, and now we are having a chat with Ellen Bergman, who is a patient
client.
Yeah, so tell us a little bit about your experience or your journey with chronic pain.
My pain actually is the result of an accident I had about 10 years ago, actually 13 years ago. Where I fell off a cliff and broke my back. And what happened was I had an incomplete spinal cord injury, which ultimately resulted in me being a paraplegic in a chair, which most people think is the worst thing about that, but actually by far it was the chronic pain that came with that. And what happened as an incomplete spinal cord injury, the nerve, passageway through the break area in my back those nerves would get all confused, and the result was just a lot of pain, kind of this electrical ice pick type feeling in my legs. And I'd say in the last sort of 3 to 4 years it got extremely bad, and my local doctor in Cobble Hill, where I'm from, recommended I come here and be part of the pain program. Yeah, the biggest thing here was just there's a team of people here that can take a look at your situation, and you know, there's just a team of people that are here to help.
Well, and I was just going to say, because you're working with Sue and you know, the doctors here, and so it's not just medicating and being on your way. There's different aspects and different things that you experience in your program. So you've been here for about a year, is that right?
About a year and a half, yeah.
And we wanted to talk about this neat little contraption that Alan has. So if you can describe to us, what does this actually do?
So right after going through the education program and sort of looking at the pharmaceuticals that were or were not working, the doctor suggested, I guess this is called a stim that is put in my back. So it's an electronic stim that's put in my back. Basically what it does is it allows me, when I'm having a pain flare up in my feet, it allows me to activate an electronic signal that's been placed in my spine.
Oh, wow.
Which blocks the pain signal that's coming from my feet. And so what's great is it's an instant result. So if I have a pain flare up in my feet, it's just a bang, I turn it on, and it sort of is like this electronic buzz that I feel, but that buzz overrides the pain signal, and then I can get on with my day. It's been...
It sounds pretty amazing. Like,
yeah,
it's
it's been
the fact that, you know, you don't have to take a pill and then wait for it to happen. It seems like it's almost instant.
Yeah, and definitely, like they say, their goal is a 50% reduction in pain. For me, it's probably been around 75–80%.
Wow.
Just resulted in reduction in a lot of you know, oral medications. So
that's wonderful.
It's been great.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Alan, for sharing your story. We have to throw to higher learning. Melanie is experiencing what it's like to be a chocolatier at Purdy's. Helping people in pain maximize quality life and overall function is the mandate here at the Regional Pain Program at NRGH. Before we go today, I just want to say a quick mention that Harris Oceanside GM is holding a Help Fill a Shipping Container for those from the devastation in the Philippines. There's a December 1st barbecue raffle, big event. They want you to be involved. 250-586-5295 for more information, or visit their website that's across the bottom of the screen. That's it for today. Thanks for watching Go Island. I'm Jocelyn Matwe.
Go Island is brought to you by German Auto Import Network. Clothing supplied by Catwalk Fashions. Kate's Hair and Aesthetics provided by Matteo Salon.